Women, they just love to play this social justice warrior to never, oh, I don't judge people. I can never judge on a person on their looks. I can never judge a woman. You can't say what women can wear or do. No, we're all judges. I always say this. I'm Judgy McJudgerson. I'm probably one of the judgiest guys out there. I judge books by their covers every single day. Every time I see somebody walking by with freaking full leg tattoos and skimpy shorts, I'm like, she's for the streets, right? Like, because people are a representation of themselves, right? People move about the way they move about actually really shows people who they are. Is it always the case? No. But it's a good gauge, right? If you see someone that doesn't really dress well, that just has like his clothes are dirty, they're always wrinkly, he doesn't match properly, you just don't see him the exact same way as you guys see a person that is fully suited up, right? It's just different. We judge people by their cover.
We all know there are three certainties in life: death, taxes, and that women wallow in double standards and hypocrisy.
I didn't know that third
Especially
one,
when
but
it comes to judging other human beings' value, not on who they are or the content of their character, but by how tall they are, how large a certain appendage is, even though they all claim it doesn't matter at all.
That's why I say, like, we judge at least by other metrics. Women just judge by literally one metric: height. That's it. Majority of the time, they're judging by height. As soon as they see a guy, if he doesn't reach the height filter limit, there's no other filters that get through.
And of course, one of the biggest ones of all, by how many active hair follicles they happen to have on the top of their head.
I do admit the whole hair thing is a big deal. I have a lot of friends. Not a lot, but a good amount of friends that don't have hair. They have receding hairlines. They are bald. They are very self-conscious about it because there's a lot of women that make them self-conscious about it.
As evidenced by...
If your hair is receding, you're not even a question in my mind.
She said it herself. If his hairline is receding, which, by the way, is going to happen to pretty much every man on the planet in some...
I think it happens to women, too.
...form or another, well, then he's not even a question in her mind. Now, let's imagine what else is going on in that tiny little brain of hers. Though, let's be honest, it's not really all that hard to imagine. She's outright stating that she sits in judgment of other human beings based on one criteria and one criteria only: how much hair they happen to have on the top of their head.
Like what I was talking about earlier, like I judge. I'm not just judging off of one. I try to judge off everything. Their mannerism, the way they walk, the way they speak with others, the way they move their hands, what they're wearing, how they look, what their skin looks like. I look at all of that and I judge.
They could be the greatest human being that ever walked the face of the earth. They could have cured cancer, solved the great mysteries of the universe, rescued millions of puppies and kittens.
But he's bald.
But none of that would matter if, God forbid, they have a few less active hair follicles on their head than she approves of. I mean, it's right there on the video. That is all that matters to her. Not their quality as a human being, not their value to others, not
how they treat
anything they do. Nope, it's about one thing and one thing only. Again, how much hair they have. And it begs the question. Let's say she meets a guy who does have a full, luxurious head of hair.
Looking snazzy, Dan. Looking snazzy.
Let's say he's even a former child model with hair so thick, the stylist struggled to...
What happened, man? What happened? That was some thick, luscious hair, man. Oh, well, it sucks.
...shape and cut it before photo shoots. Let's say she decides, oh, that's the man for me, and marries him. Then, a few short years later, that hair, which once was so thick you needed a combine to cut it, starts to fade, starts to recede, until eventually said man decides one day to shave it all off. Like, oh, I don't know, me. What then? Well, we already know. She'll toss him aside faster than the newspaper your fish...
You think about it, if that's the case, yeah, like women complain about men throwing women aside because they gain weight. Again, you can control that. We can't control our hair that stopped growing.
...was wrapped in at the market. Because, as she's made abundantly clear, that's all that matters to her. He could have been the greatest husband ever, the greatest father ever. He could have provided for her for decades, given her everything she wanted. But the minute that hairline starts to recede, he's history. Oh, she'll never admit that, nor will any woman, but it's a certainty, just like the aforementioned death and taxes. And I ask you, if it's okay for women to be so...
I think it's interesting that I look at a lot of Asian men. I guess the bald gene in Asian men is not that apparent, because there's not very many Asian men that I know that are bald. There's a lot of white men, though. A lot of white men I know are very bald. Very
so
bald.
Judgmental and shallow? Shouldn't it work the same in reverse? I mean, what happens when her hair starts to recede? And it inevitably will.
Correct.
Oh, she'll try to hide it with hair extensions, wigs, and enough product to choke a horse. Is it okay then if he tosses her aside, takes the house, the car, the kids, and a good portion of her paycheck? I mean, what's good for the goose is good for the gander, right?
I'm down.
Except we know women would lose their ever-loving minds if men held them to the very same standard they're holding men to. It is the epitome of how shallow women are and how they will never acknowledge or appreciate anything a man does, but instead judge his worth solely by superficial things like height, dick size, and hair. All things, by the way, that are genetic and completely out of a man's control. Yet, call it demeaning, toxic.
Well, you know, the whole dick size thing, you can actually grow it a little bit. I watched a whole bunch of research and stuff. If you're more confident, you're doing better in life, your penis seems to grow a little bit. Am I saying it's going to grow significantly? No, but it's enough to where it's like, oh, okay, I did grow it a little bit because I got a little bit more money, I got more confident, I know how to lay down pipe a little bit better. You know, those things actually add into your confidence and adds into your size, I guess, is through research. Just research. I don't know.
And women hating if a man even thinks about having a standard or expectation. Any standard or expectation. Like, say, I don't know, something like decency, loyalty, or respect. Basic. None of which this woman has in any way, shape, or form. Gentlemen, can they make it any more obvious? This woman isn't the exception, she's the rule. She's just saying out loud what most...
I wouldn't say she's the rule, but she is still a large chunk of that population, though.
Most of them think and believe. And I ask you, why would you want to deal with that mindset? Why would you want to deal with someone so shallow, so vapid, so obnoxious as to believe that another human being's worthiness should be based solely on how much hair is on their head? They are who they are. They're never going to change. So unless you...
Like, when you say that, like, now you also put this thing on, like, people with alopecia and stuff that can't grow hair, people with cancer and stuff like that. Now you just told those people they're shit out of luck.
You want to lose everything as you age, which you inevitably will, you need to protect yourself. Protect yourself from women like this who will never value you, never respect you, and never bring you any peace.
It's hard in the world out there, guys. I know it's not an easy thing to look for a mate, find someone that actually cares about you and not about your money or how you particularly look or something. But it might be worth it. It just might be. I'm just saying. Dan is on the other boat of protect yourselves. Probably not going to be worth it. I'm on the protect yourselves. It might be worth it. So please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that. Catch you guys next time. Ciao.